In an earlier module in the course, we discussed the negative effects of hard parsing SQL on the performance of your Oracle database and ultimately your application. What is useful to see is how much hard parsing is going on system-wide throughout your Oracle database, so you can judge if this is a problem in your situation and what you may need to do in order to address it. The $sysstat view contains a large number of statistics about the overall system performance of Oracle, and we'll come back to that in a moment. For hard parsing, two statistics of particular interest are the total number of statements that have been hard parsed and the amount of CPU time devoted to hard parsing. Both of these values are cumulative values since the Oracle instance was last started. Also, know that the CPU value returned is in microseconds of CPU time. So what you want to do is run this query at a couple of regular intervals and take the delta of the two values, and that will provide an indication of how much hard parsing your Oracle database is doing. There was one time that I ran this query against a target system and found that over 10% of our CPU time was going just to hard parsing SQL statements, so fixing this problem became a priority for us. Now, as I said earlier, there's a long list of system statistics that Oracle tracks and makes available, and you can see that entire list by querying the $statname view. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to go through all the statistics that are available, but you can look through this view and experiment with the statistics that are of interest to you. One last note, when you do query statistics from the $sysstat view, Oracle recommends that you write your where clause using the name of the statistic and not the statistic number or ID, because Oracle reserves the right to change the ID number of a statistic between different versions of Oracle. So how do we find SQL statements that are using literal values and not bind variables and are therefore causing a lot of hard parsing in our Oracle database? What we can do is look at the $SQL view and include it in that view are two columns, force matching signature and exact matching signature. If these two values are not equal, then the statement contains literal values. What I'm doing in this query is finding all of these statements and then using an analytic function to sort them and then selecting out just the first instance so I can see a representative example of each SQL statement. Knowing what this SQL statement looks like, you should have a much easier time tracking down what application or source file that SQL is in so that you can get that fixed. Now this query isn't perfect because if you have a statement that is using both bind variables and literal values, but the literal values vary as well in the statement, this query won't find those. But it's still a help to find a number of your statements that could benefit from bind variables.